Okay. So from a developer that is tasked to um, write a project plan. Oh,
Hmm.
um, that uh, to use command line prompt to interface. So just doing this off the cuff here to give health
Hmm.
of the battery, to give diagnostics. Would you call that diagnostics?
Yeah,
Diagnostic information.
yeah, that's totally fine.
Mm, that's health of the battery, temperature of the device, um,
But
and um, best practices for install, uninstall APKs, and provision wallpapers. Let's just keep it that
right,
simple.
yeah, that works perfectly. Yep.
Okay. So you can just put that in. This is here's the role, the developer. Okay. The task is to write a project plan, da 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 da. And what you want is the format. The format is like put it out in like a PDF or a Word doc. Uh, and the reason why you want to do that, you want some documentation of it, okay?
Hmm.
And then it's iterative. So from that, now you can start um, using pieces of that in order to get what you want from it. So that's why I say write an AI prompt and so forth. Because if I just plug this in, that's it's not going to it's there's no way that it's too vague, if you will.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So, and then let me see, provision, uninstall provision wallpaper, best practices for install, okay, provision wallpapers
Hmm.
and guide, provide a detail guide on selecting, guide on, or I should say direction. Direction guide is saying and direction on selecting on options for what library to use, prototype processes,
Hmm.
and I already said project plan, so that we don't need that. So, and prototype processes. Okay.
Hmm.
So even though I wrote this here, I want it to be a little bit more concise. And so
Right.
I go to multiple, like I go to Copilot and I want to rewrite that. Okay, there you go. So that's a little bit more concise. Plan should cover how to obtain diagnostic data, da 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 da. Additional, it should include. You see what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep.
So,
Yep.
so
That
now
makes
that
sense.
I've done that, I'm going to hit discard. Keep writing. Okay.
Consolidate, condense it all. Right.
Yeah. So it did all that. Now I go to some. Oh, I need to tell it that it needs to be. Wait, 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 wait. What happened to that? I thought it did it. Keep writing. Replace. There we go.
There we
Okay.
go. Yep.
So now outline and then um, uh, create, ask any qualifying questions.
Okay.
Okay. And that's key because AI is like, okay, yeah, all right, I'll just go do what you said.
Right. Exactly.
So if you ask any qualifying questions, then um, final output uh, needs to be in a downloadable document, document PDF. PDF document. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to highlight that again, run it through this thing and say rewrite.
hmm
And there we go. And
May I ask, why do you choose PDF over MD, or is it just a
you
preference?
could do MD.
Okay, okay. I'm
Yeah.
just curious.
Yeah. If you want to do a .md, that's fine. Okay. All right. So you do that. Then you go to a different one like GPT or Claude. If I'm documenting something, I like to use Claude. Okay. Um,
Documenting, use Claude. All right.
yeah. Have you ever used Claude?
Oh, I love Claude, but yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So, um, all right. So let's do new chat and drop it in there. Now watch. That's what you typically would write. But when
hmm
you do this, you're basically saying, AI, I want you to tell me how to talk to AI.
Right. That makes sense.
Okay. And so now it'll run it. Okay. It's asking we told it to ask any
Right.
clarifying questions.
Right.
What's the primary target audience for this prompt plan? Dev
Probably number
team.
two. Yeah, number two.
Okay. Which ADB interaction mode matters most?
USB. So number one.
Okay. What level of detail for library options?
Uh, hmm.
See?
Right. No, those are good questions. I want to say two,
Yeah, I would.
but
Yeah, I would probably do too. You could also do Python focused. I
yeah,
mean,
I mean either or. But yeah, I would say do two for the flexibility. That allows, I think, a lot more options to be
okay.
presented.
So now that it's done that,
Wow, only three questions.
yeah. Okay. So now you're going to see the beauty of the way this is doing that. It's going to spit out an AI prompt that would probably have taken you several days or weeks to actually write.
Right, right.
Okay.
Massive time save and tons of tokens you're saving.
Yes. So while that's running, I'm going to show you this one here, this Fort Worth PMI application here. Okay, just to show you um, let me see. There was a document, an HTML document. That's the ClickUp guide. So yeah, let me just scroll to the top. I've got
hmm
stuff on my screen here. So PMI has a scholarship application. Okay.
hmm
That they wanted to create this form that had all kind of branching in it. And so in essence, what I did,
And that
um,
that
yeah,
first prompt up there is the one that they generated. Oh no, 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 I see. That's the questions they asked you. Okay, never mind.
yeah, yeah. So this is the AI prompt that I did in that I had another one create.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
And then I just dropped it in here.
Right, right.
Okay.
That makes sense. Yep.
So, and then as you can see, it's got all the questions in here, section one, first name, last name. It's got all
Mm,
the questions in here. So in essence, I'm asking it I want you to create an online form,
hmm
okay, that I can
Right.
deploy on the website, that kind of thing.
Mm,
Okay. And so let me see. Here's the branded HTML preview. Here's the scholarship form. This is the first one it did.
hmm
Okay. And here's a schema for Cognito, and here's a PMI build guide, right?
Oh, okay, okay.
So, and then I said, write an AI prompt from an expert webmaster point of view that will create an instructional document on embedding this on the website and in order to use ClickUp and so forth. So, but here it is right here. You see
Oh,
what I'm
that's the
saying?
whole prompt it generated. Wow.
Here's a production ready expert prompt you can drop directly into Claude. which is what I did. So here
Hmm.
it is right here. You see, it's creating as far as the fields and things like that.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
And then I say, okay, run the AI prompt.
That's incredible. That
Okay.
is
So he says, okay,
incredible.
I'll run the AI prompt. And then here's the ClickUp guide that it provides.
Hmm.
And it's very thorough, but I want to show you the whole life cycle of this prompt and then the end product.
Mm.
So now I give it another, um, here's your precision. Here I gave it another prompt because there were some changes once we did it, and they gave me some, uh, hey, we need changes to the form. The form looks great, but we want these changes.
Hmm.
So I said, write an AI prompt that as a webmaster, the following edits will be made to the HTML code because I don't want to
Uh-huh.
go in there and modify the code. So I want
Hmm.
AI to modify the code.
Right. That makes sense.
So it goes in here and I'm just looking at this and I'm saying write an AI prompt. And it says, okay, here's your prompt, right?
Right. Right.
So there's no way I could write this prompt. Do you see what
Right.
I'm
It's
saying?
it's very detailed, very instruction based. I
Yes.
Yeah, tons of detail. Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay.
Phil, I
And
want to
so,
add I want to add to this. Like you can look it all over, read it, and then go, no, I want to tweak, I want to change, I want to this
Right. Right. Yeah.
before you commit all the tokens to actually compiling code.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly. So you can look back at this and
right.
yeah, right.
And then I say, run the attached prompt to modify the code. And he said, okay, I have the full picture. Now it's applying all 14 edits surgically. Okay. So it goes
Hmm.
in and makes all those edits, 29 to 29 checks passed. Okay. And
Hmm.
then it stopped on me. So I hit continue.
Right.
And so it built out the form. So you can actually open it up and there's the form.
Incredible.
Yes.
Wow.
Branching and everything, all the branching that you have and so forth. So if I type in 817-572-4125, because I even said I want to use this format,
Hmm.
if someone they can just type in 81757. I want this be this format. And the reason is because when we import this into ClickUp, everybody's phone number is going to be in that format
Mm,
because
okay.
some people will put in 817-793-202023.
Right. Just a massive string.
Yeah, and then or some people will also do 817-793-2023.
Hmm.
You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Yes, sir.
I want it to be uniform. And
Right.
then
One
I
form.
also said make sure that this is an email address. You can't make them go forward. I don't know if this is the iteration of when I did that. So, and then also I did um, check to make sure that this is a URL. So there's some validations that's going on here. Okay.
Hmm. Yes, sir.
So, but anyway, I mean, you get the idea. Um,
Taking some notes here.
I'm recording this, by the way.
Oh, okay, okay.
N/netsam Matt, are you legally to work authorized? If I say, um, are you legally authorized to work in the US? If I say no, then it's done. That was part of the branching. Okay, you can't proceed. Do you see what I'm saying?
That's great. I love it.
Okay,
That's
if I say
great.
yes,
Oh,
then
it's
it
going to keep
asks
going
this
down.
other question. Will you now or future employment visa status? I'll say yes. Oh, can't proceed. But now I could say no. And I say next chapter involvement. Are you a current member? Yes. Are you a current board directors? No. Committee member? No. Have you served informal volunteer? Now watch this. Because they were the way that the team had it, they automatically put a tell us about your volunteer. I said, I don't want to see that question unless I say yes. Do you see what
Oh,
I'm
right. So
saying?
hit yes, and then they'll. Okay, yes, that's cool. That's great. I
Yeah.
love that.
So I say no, I don't have to fill this in. In fact, if I say, and it's a required field. So I told AI, make it to where if I say no, that it puts into that field N/A.
Right. That
Okay.
makes complete sense. Yep.
Yep. Because then it fulfills the requirement of it being required. Okay. Previous applicants, so forth, we would like to know that a scholarship, no. Or if I say yes, then all these questions show up. If I say
Right.
no,
Then nothing. Nothing
right.
happens. I like that. That is awesome.
And then PMP. And by the way, I didn't write any of this code, none of it. AI wrote every bit of it. Okay. So and even the formatting, all the formatting, you see all this up here?
Hmm.
So it did all that.
Yep.
So,
I'm impressed. I'm blown away. I think it's really cool seeing
yep.
something like this, especially the process behind getting to this point is really impressive.
Yep. Okay. And then I'm just going to copy some text here just to get beyond it. So copy this text to get beyond it. Okay.
Boom.
Next agreement. Okay. And then I say I acknowledge and then submit the application and you're done. Okay.
Boom.
So that's the whole HTML that was done here.
Right there. Yep.
Yep. So, and
And just
so
looking at
I
some
said the user
issues.
is, and now I did find a bug, okay, and it fixed it. But the reason why it fixed it in this one is because user is unable to answer question 6 and move on to the next session. Analyze and fix the HTML code so that the user can answer. You see what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
now that I know that, hey, I'm talking to the developer itself, he says, okay, found it. Do you see what I'm saying? The script is
Hmm.
being truncated, the file is truncated, zero syntax errors, root cause identified. It it shows you that and gives you the new form. Then I say
Hmm.
write an AI prompt from the perspective of an expert webmaster that updates the embedding and ClickUp integration to reflect recent changes. Because I had a document but now that document needs to be updated. So now I'm
Right.
saying write a prompt that's going to update those documents.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So here's your ready. And then of course I say run it.
Run that command. Yep.
Yep.
Run that prompt, and then it will update it and make that change, and it will reflect the
Yep.
the changes. Or I don't know if you have like a bug report that like it clears off or whatever. But yeah, it'll do all that.
Yep.
That's
And then I
really
say run
cool.
the prompt. And it says I'll build both documents directly. So doc one is validated. Now building doc two. So it created those
Boom.
and create downloadable PDFs. And that way I can send it to folks. Okay. I had a full picture. Now modify ClickUp Guide to use Zapier instead of Make because I noticed that it was using Make instead of Zapier. And
Hmm.
so it says, okay, I can do that. So now it updates the documents to use Zapier instead. Okay.
Right. I
Check.
noticed you.
Go ahead.
I noticed you after you send that prompt, you're now essentially talking to the creator of that document, and so now you're asking for changes as you're talking to
Yes.
the. That's really clever. I like that. Okay.
Yeah. And then so now check and fix PMI, ClickUp Guide, so forth. And so it's doing all that. Section one, how it works, section two, so forth. And now I asked for the JSON webhook guide because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have one. I'm thinking because these documents that I had, these two documents, didn't have how I was going to hook it up.
Mm-hmm.
So when they fill out the prompt, um, it needed to be embedded as a JSON inline so that the endpoints can get to ClickUp so that I don't have to, it'll automatically create a task, if you will. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's doing all that. Now I'm saying modify, so forth. So it's just iterative, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So, two new validator helper functions. You see, this was the email and the URL. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
And
sir.
so that's. That's right here. Modify the HTML to validate the fields, URLs to be URLs, email addresses to be true email addresses. It added those validations in the code and then gave me a new
Wow.
file right here. Okay.
And
So
that's when you ask for the conversion.
yes, and then I said, oh, phone number too. Modify the phone number to convert to this format. So now it formats that phone exactly like that, so it comes across that way.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And so now it's telling you, okay, if they type this, it's going to type this. If they type this, it's going to be like this. And this is the full phone number. Okay. Maximum 14.
Wow. And that's
Okay.
it. Wow,
That's it.
that's incredible. That is really incredible.
So let's go back to yours. Okay. So going back down here. Okay. Here's your MD for your project plan. For some reason, I can't open MDs. Um, yeah, let me see. Open that. Let me see if I can open it. It's in Word. I can do it in Word, right?
I think you can do it in Notepad at the very bare minimum with MD, but I might be mistaken.
Let me see if I can do it. Okay. Oh, just once.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it looks so much better though. I like it. Let me.
Yeah, when it's actually formatted. When it's actually formatted.
Yeah, yeah. Um, create a downloadable .docx and .pdf.
Hmm.
Okay, it checks to see if it has the libraries and so forth. Okay, so you can see how it's doing it.
Yep.
And there's very different. I use Opus. I mean, you could use other
Yeah,
ones. Yeah,
yeah, I think Opus is the one I use a lot too whenever, yeah, Opus. Yep. Yep.
yeah. But that kind of gives you a big overview, high level overview of how I use it. I
Hmm.
basically say to AI, tell me how to talk to AI, that kind of thing.
Exactly. I am honestly just blown away just how like how different the mindset is. Like it's a
Yeah,
very unique mindset, but it's really cool, especially seeing that once you get that prompt, like once you get that prompt, and once you have, you know, uh, told AI that you are this role, you're doing this, you're now talking to that developer in a way that I think is just, I think that's just really cool. It's
yeah.
very different than just like a typical vibe code where it's
No,
just like, oh, I don't like how this looked. It's like you're actually talking to someone who's fully engrossed in that role that they've been assigned, It's really cool.
yeah. Now, when I drop this in here, I noticed that Claude automatically just did it. It didn't
Huh.
write a prompt. It went ahead and ran the prompt. And
Wow.
that's why I go to Copilot and or ChatGPT or something like that and say, hey, I want the prompt, so
Yeah.
because I want to be able to see what it's doing. Because if it just runs it, well then that
You
doesn't
can't
tell
make
me anything.
changes.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. You can't make any changes. You can't
Yeah.
verify that what was generated was what you really wanted because, it's making assumptions. That's one thing I have to tell AI a lot. Like, you're not going to make assumptions. You're going to verify with me before you jump to a conclusion.
Right. So let me just do this. Write an AI prompt. There you go. That's what I'm saying.
Um,
Okay, let me grab this real quick. You see? And
mm-hmm.
this pro tip developer. Okay. So I'm going to copy that and let's put it in here. Control V. Okay. And
And now you're going to edit whatever you don't like.
there you go. So you look at it and so forth, data retrieval and so forth. Let me see. Delivery. All right. All right. So now you don't need this.
Right.
Run this
Get rid of.
prompt. We'll likely give you a perfect world scenario, that kind of, yeah. Okay. All right, so you copy that. Let's see what
Mhm.
Gemini gives us. Okay. the dump sys battery certs. You see, they're basically telling you this, and I'm wondering if they're gonna. And then here's the library, and here's the downloadable document right there.
That's the project plan. Okay.
Yep, and here's the Python for creating the MD file. Okay, so and you could do full blown development from here as well.
Hmm.
So as you saw with that other one.
Hmm.
Now that was just very basic HTML type stuff. Okay.
Right.
It was able to actually, oh, here it is.
I was just staring at you the whole time.
Yeah. No, this is yours.
Oh, that's the project. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's just is that the Word doc right there? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And you see this guys? Yeah.
Wow.
So prerequisites, so forth, health code, lookup tables. And we did this in what, 30 minutes?
Really fast. Yes, sir.
Yep. Wallpaper management. Here's the approach. They're giving you different approaches.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
And here's your library options: Python, Node.js, Java, Kotlin. So,
All right. Depending on which programming language you want to use. Yep, that makes
yep.
sense.
And here's your prototype procedures. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
Um, Integration and hardening days, risk and mitigations. This is important. Okay. As far as here's the risk. Output format changes across OEM skin. That's likelihood is very high. So you're going to have to look at the mitigation.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, but this,
Oh wow. Yep. All this documentation down here is just to help you or whatever you want to feed later. Okay.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So that is pretty much it in a nutshell. Get AI to write your AI prompts.
Right. All right. I
And
definitely gotta start doing that.
yeah. So because people will just type in, go into an AI, go into like ChatGPT,
Hmm.
tell me da 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 da. Da. And if you're going to be vague, it's going to give you vague answers.
Right. Yep.
So having AI write it, then it's more specific. You can actually look at it and make sure it's good.
Right.
So, and then run it in a different one. That way, and the reason why I'd run it in a different one, here, let me show you something real quick.
Okay.
Um, I mean, if Michael, y'all have time for just real quick?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think that it sounds like Phil's getting lots of value from what you're talking about. And
I'm glued
it
to the screen. This is very
if my
fascinating.
brain wasn't fried after a crazy day today, then I think I would too. But
Okay.
That's what I
I'm
guess. You're scheduling all those meetings on Thursday.
I'm running on fumes myself.
Okay. So I'm just going to briefly, I actually give talks on AI implementation.
Hmm.
So 95% projects fail. Okay. They never reach production. And the reason is because people get stuck in pilot purgatory or there's no measurable ROI whatsoever. They put a lot of money into it, not realizing the scope of what it is. They approach the project wrong. The biggest issue is data quality, but also poor planning. Okay.
Hmm.
So as far as if you're trying to undertake like an AI project, um, if you're wanting AI to do a lot of more things for you, then you have to go through this viability assessment, if you will. And that um, does it make sense from a business standpoint? Do we have the data? Do we have enough data? Is it quality data? Is it structured, labeled
Hmm.
correctly, and so forth? Do we have the technology? Do we have the resources, required skills and talents to actually do this?
Hmm.
Do we have the budget? Do we even know what the budget looks like? Can we deploy and maintain maintain the model ongoing and so forth? And there's a framework that you have to do in order to do this. But what I wanted to bring to your attention is the as far as um, the five stages, the five AI cancers. So when we were talking about um, why I use different ones, it's because if I use ChatGPT to create the AI, it learns, it's learning as I'm asking it to create the AI prompt.
Right.
Okay. So, but if I take the AI prompt it generates and do it in Gemini, then I totally nullify this bias that may be happening.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yep.
Okay. And whenever there's bias, there can also be hallucinations, you
Right. Right.
know?
Right.
So um that's why I use multiple ones. And that's really what I wanted to go over on this particular presentation there.
Hmm.
So I'll send this to you.
Hmm.
I'll download these. Let me see, save, and that's gonna open. And I'll save that. Uh, yeah, it saved it. All right, so I'll send that to you. But yeah, I hope you got quite a bit out of this.
I mean, in just these, tens of minutes, it's been very informational and um, educational, I guess would be the better word.
Yeah,
But yes, I appreciate it. And I definitely have had tons of projects that like I've wanted to start, but yeah, knowing how easily you can get AI to hallucinate. Hallucinations are definitely some of the biggest issues I have with larger scale projects. You have, at one point it's super confident, it'll write an answer, and then it'll be confident in its original answer, and you have to keep telling it, no, this answer is wrong. Like you got to stop relying on this specific information and do this instead. So yeah,
right.
I totally get that a lot. So
Yeah,
I'm
I have a specific slide for that. Let me see. Yeah, and it's this one here. So, in essence, for if you're dealing with bad data quality, let me share my screen again. If you're dealing with bad data quality, let me share here.
sorry.
Okay, so the root cause is data quality.
Mm-hmm.
So messy, mislabeled, siloed data yields
Mm.
confident but wrong outputs.
Oh, okay.
So in other words, you have that garbage in, garbage out.
Right.
You've heard of that. It's garbage in, very polished, confident BS out.
Right. Right. Yeah. No. Exactly. No. You're absolutely right. I mean, that's what it is. It's a waste of your time. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it messes up the project further. It'll try to update code that was working
yeah.
with this junk data, and then screw up your project. So yeah, yeah. It's basically what it is.
And that's where you got to switch. You got to either switch to a new chat, um, because if you don't switch to a new chat, it's just and you do it all in the same chat.
Mm-hmm.
Doing it in the same chat is good if you're getting good results.
Mm-hmm.
If you got good like that HTML thing, I can tell it to
Yeah.
modify the HTML because I knew the HTML was good.
Right. That makes sense. Yep.
So, but if the data is bad, you got to go back to um you got to go okay, right here. You got to have an understanding of the data. You do these three first before you even look at these. So you got to have the business understanding, the data understanding, and then it's usually back and forth between
Mm-hmm.
these.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The data that I'm getting, is that in line with the business understanding?
Right.
And then once you have this, then you go back to the data prep, make
Hmm.
sure it's clean, labeled correctly. Give you an example. For instance, customer for a finance application
Hmm.
has a totally different meaning than a sales
Mm,
um, customer.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
So you got to label it correctly. You can't
Right,
just
right.
say customer. You have to really
You
qualify
have to
what type of
distinguish.
customer.
Yeah, you have to really be like you have to define everything. Everything. You can't be too vague.
Right.
So in the
So
I have a question. I'm sorry. In the context of like you have an idea of what you want the end goal to be, but you don't maybe understand like how you would build it or like all of the the nitty gritty details of like what the language or what utility you're building is capable of. You would still create a prompt to write a prompt, but how would you like structure that prompt, if that makes sense?
yeah,
Like,
I stay with the RTF, the role. Let me see. Did we write that here? So let me pull this in. I can't see this. Trying to get this down. Okay, right here. Uh, this one. Trying to move this. There we go. So where's the prompt? Um, you're okay, here's the prompt, but that's not the prompt that I created the prompt. There's the
mm-hmm,
prompt that I created the AI prompt. And typically instead of develop, I say write.
I see.
Write an AI prompt from a developer task with creating a project plan. So role is you're a developer.
I see.
Okay. And what is your task? Tasked with creating, okay. What's the
Hmm.
format? The final deliverable should be a downloadable MD document.
I see.
Okay. So RTF, role task format. Think of it that way. And there's another one that you could use. There's all kinds of RTF is very general. For
Mm-hmm.
general, you're trying to do something, but there's other ones that you could use that get really down to the nitty-gritty details. And I think there's one called clean or something like that. I'll have to get that information to you. But the one I typically use is RTF. That's all I don't need to get into the details.
That's
So,
that's that's so awesome. Like that. That's just awesome.
and that
I
and
don't know
that's
how other
how
word for it.
and that's because of the format stuff that I do. As far as I don't write the AI prompts, I have AI write the AI prompts.
Right.
And then piggyback. Once I had the roadmap, then I know that I can create the project plan. And
Have
once I
you ever
create the,
tried?
huh?
Have you ever tried having AI write the prompt, asking AI to write the prompt to build the program?
Let's keep
Yeah.
going. Let's keep
Funny how,
going.
yeah.
How many layers of this should we do?
I guess it's a good question. Yeah.
No,
How
I'm
many?
just playing.
Yeah. So once I create, see, when once I had in my what's it called? In Claude. So once I created that document in Claude, it knows what it created.
Right.
And then I can piggyback off of that document.
Hmm.
And I can make changes to that document. Now, if I make changes to that document, then I can ask it to update the other documents based
Right.
on those changes.
Hmm.
So I don't have to continue asking it to write an AI prompt. It starts with me asking it to write an AI prompt, but at that point, I pretty much know what we are going to do,
Right. Yep.
And so therefore it writes the AI prompt I want it to do just to get it started, and then it starts snowballing.
Yep. Yep. That's a
So,
perfect way of describing it. That really is. Yep.
yep. And
All right.
then creating those statements of work and legal documents and things like that, you can have it do that too.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway.
I'm
Yep.
blown away. I'm blown away.
All
I
right.
am blown away. That is some of the coolest things I've seen, and that's just in terms of like how like smart you can get an answer and a result from just a little bit of this. You know, you don't have to
Right.
spend hours fighting and talking to
It,
different models and chats. You can just spend some time working on this one thing, refine it
Yep.
a little bit, and then give it to this one, and then boom.
Phil,
Yeah.
I'm going to explain something. One of the reasons Matt is really good at using this technique and this thing is like Matt spent his whole life not so much in the nitty-gritty doing the stuff, but managing the people that does the stuff,
Right.
right?
Ah, I
And
see.
so in many ways, he's just treating the different AI systems like people, and he's having
Right.
them do the nitty-gritty, but he's managing it from a high level. It's really a total change of thought. And I actually struggle with thinking at this level myself, even though it's part of
Yeah.
the job. But you know, if you the technique is important, but it's also, Matt, like, tell me if I'm right on it. It's a frame of mind of how you look at the project. And Phil, you and to some degree me, we tend to dive so deep and think about the almost a code level, but
Right.
it's
Yep.
so much
Yep.
more effective if we think at a higher level and think about all the bots as people doing work that needs to be done.
Yeah. I mean that makes complete sense. It's
Do you,
definitely
do you agree with that analysis, Matt?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
And my degree is not in computer science. My degree is in psychology and mathematics. So from a psychological standpoint, talking to people, so forth, knowing how to approach them, knowing what they, what's going to, what they're looking for, taking um, um, ambiguous requirements, if you will,
Mhm.
and being able to kind of detail it out. So typically clients will can tell me can't tell me what they need specifically. He could tell me he can't really tell me what he needs, but he tells me where it hurts.
yep,
Mhm.
Okay. And
yep.
when you go from that standpoint of as far as where it hurts, then you start building the solutions, and then you were able to articulate all those PowerPoints that I showed you. I didn't build any of those PowerPoints.
Right.
Yeah. So that was done actually in um, Claude is what I
Right. You had
used.
right, exactly. Yep. It's
So
yeah, it's all frame. It's all a mindset, and it just depends on how you want to handle the project. Do you want to
yeah,
be the one that writes it all, does all the nitty gritty, or do you want to be the manager of the project who's not responsible for building it? You just got to make sure that it matches the expectations you need it to do. So it's just a different mindset in development.
Yeah.
right. So all right, guys.
Thank you, Matt. It's
Yeah.
That
very,
was really cool.
I really appreciate you spending some time and helping us, mostly Phil, because I'm brain dead over here. But you
uh,
know, investing that time in us, I really
I
appreciate it.
appreciate it.
Yeah, and whenever you're not brain dead, just watch the video.
Yeah,
can,
I
can,
definitely will.
can I ask you one more question? I'm sorry. Can I ask one
Yeah, sure.
question?
Sure.
So, moving forward from this, do you have any recommendations, any specific, I don't know, resources, videos, books, anything like that? Is there anything you recommend that you've looked at whenever you've gotten into this? Like, is there anything you recommend?
What was the
Well,
coursework that you did, Matt?
yeah, I've taken several courses. So, for instance, there's a course at MIT, developing AI products and services. Um,
That's the name of it,
yep, developing
and it's
AI.
free, isn't it?
No,
Oh, I thought MIT had like free classes. You can just watch them.
nope.
Okay.
So, yeah, I actually had to enroll in that and
Mhm.
take it. But I'm also a member of PMI, which is the Project Management Institute. And so that model about the as far as the uh, business understanding, data prep, and then model development, model evaluation, and then model operationalization. That
Huh.
is from PMI. And that whole talk was about demystifying AI project management. And that helped me as far as to understand the iterative process that you have to go through when you're talking about an AI project. But it also helped me to also between that and also the course at MIT. Udemy has quite a few courses as well that you could take.
Mhm.
Um, um, Search for AI prompt engineering. That's helpful. That's why this meeting is called AI Prompt Engineering 101 because that's exactly what I gave you is Prompt
Okay.
Engineering 101. So just
Mhm.
search Udemy. I don't know if you have an account there, but just search there for AI Prompt Engineering and
Is
there's
there
all
certain
kinds.
classes that you've already taken there or no?
The ones I've taken were affiliated with PMI
Okay.
and they were, I'm actually the certification for prompt engineering, that kind of
Cool.
micro certification, if you will.
Right.
So,
All
and
right.
That's plenty helpful. Thank you so much for that
yeah.
information. I greatly appreciate it.
Okay, guys.
Thanks, Matt. You take care.
All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Have a good day.
All right. Bye.